What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Once again, we have another video for you. It is a reading vlog. So for this reading vlog, I initially had a different thing going. I actually began this vlog reading this book called Necessary People by Anna Petoniak, but I did finish it. However, I don't think I'm going to be doing that video any longer. So forewarning, I did unbox my first Fairyloot box in that video. The footage will be included into this video, so in a few minutes, not a few minutes, but later on in the video, you will see that playing, just so you are warned, okay? But the box is really cool and the book that's in there is spectacular, so I would definitely stay tuned for that part. As always, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at boundandbookmarked and on Twitter at boundandbookmarked. It will be written down in the description box because it's spelled really freaking weird. Okay, so I have my TBR in front of me right now. It's right here. You can't see what it is yet, but it's here. The thing is, one of these books is gonna definitely bring me some pain. It already has. I actually started the first book already last night. The first book that I'm reading in this vlog is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao. This book follows Julie and Sam. They're 17 years old and they're a couple who meet their freshman year of high school, and Julie's new to town. Sam befriends her and their friendship turns quickly into romance. From what I've seen so far, their romance is just already very sweet. As characters, they're just the kind of characters you want to protect forever. Unfortunately, Sam dies. We're not told how he dies quite yet, but I think I have an idea now that I've gotten a little bit into the book. But Julie is obviously heartbroken. You know what I mean? She's sad. She doesn't know how to handle this, you know? What ends up happening is one day Julie's running. She wants to go see Sam, you know, his burial site. She goes, she can't do it. She turns around, she runs, and she's running just anywhere. And she ends up falling, tripping, and hitting her head actually. And she ends up calling Sam's phone. He picks up and answers the phone. They're talking, like they're having a real conversation, and she thinks she's really losing her mind. But Sam is assuring her that it's really me on the other end. I have no idea how this is happening, but I'm glad to hear your voice. And he's basically saying like, this is happening because we need to be able to say goodbye to each other. So the book really resonates with me in a way. I'm terrified to even keep reading because last night I got to page 55 and I was already crying. Somebody help me. How on earth am I supposed to get through this entire book? All 290 something pages of it without crying anymore. But so far so good. Oh, some things I love about the writing so far. We're instantly talking about Sam, right? You actually not told that it's Julie speaking, but you know from the context clue that it's Julie who's talking. This disconnect is definitely there because in the prologue, Sam is being spoken about on Julie's end, but we aren't even given exactly what happened yet, but you feel kind of this sense of loss and the sense of emptiness that's not supposed to be there. And I think that's beautiful writing. I think the prologue was just a great start to this book. I think that so far though, with the depiction of grief for Julie has been so real because she's not really acting in the manner that most people believe she should be acting in. And that's the thing about grief. People can assume you're supposed to act one way, but there is no timeline, there is no roadmap, there is no direction on how to grieve. You just do it in the way that you know how, and the way that your body reacts. I really love that she's not acting in the stereotypical way that a person's supposed to grieve. A week after his passing, you know, she's throwing away his things and people think that she's not grieving like a girlfriend should, but it's like you don't get to tell people how to grieve. So I mean, it's sad, but I think it'll be beautiful. I think it'll be hopeful, and I'm excited to see where the story actually goes and how it actually ends and what Julie's process looks like through this whole time of her life. So, but don't worry people, don't worry, we're not gonna stay sad the whole vlog. I do have 3 books to show you. I don't know if I'm gonna get to all of them or which ones I'm gonna pick next, but I have Moment of Truth. I read Sunkissed last year by this author and really loved it. I also have XOXO, another one that I just heard great things about. So that's the other option. And then we have Where the Rhythm Takes You by Sarah Dass. So I have 3 options here. I'm gonna stop talking now because I can talk for a long time and yep, and it'll be an editing nightmare. And go ahead and get in bed and read some more of You've Reached Sam. So I will be back. So here's the thing about You've Reached Sam. I'm on page 134. I mean, I like it. So there are moments where the story is stronger than other parts. So like, for example, we are taken kind of like on flashbacks of the story. So there is like the before the accident and then there's like the now. I think my current like concern is that we're not in the past tense long enough to understand like the magnitude of their love. When they're on the phone talking like in the present tense where he's like in this some other place where neither of them can explain, and she's like calling his phone, he's answering even though he's passed away. I can feel like the love, also just that emptiness, like that void. I can feel it there. It's in the past that I can't not yet anyway, I can't really feel like how their love grew to be where it is after he died. And I'm almost to the halfway point, so like that's like the only thing, I think, that I'm kind of struggling to grasp. I'm finding my favorite chapters are definitely the chapters of the present tense. Sam's not physically there. His character is very much present. No one else's text messages or phone calls are like getting through to her phone, which made me wonder, like, okay, what does this mean? The first thing that came to my mind was maybe it's showing how sometimes when you're refusing to let go of someone, you may end up not only losing those who are currently with you in the present, but they may not be able to reach you. The fact that she's refusing to accept that Sam's gone and go through this day, actually go through her grief, because she's definitely avoiding her grief by not going to any of his vigils. She didn't go to his funeral. She's avoiding his family. She's avoiding everything that has anything to do with Sam other than the phone calls. You may miss out on those who are currently there. You may miss their call. You may miss them because you're still holding on to someone that isn't there anymore. I feel so bad for Julie because everyone thinks that she just doesn't care about Sam anymore because she's not attending these things. But it's like, it's not that she doesn't care about Sam. It's just that if she goes to these events, she's going to miss these phone calls with Sam. So she's having to choose between going to these things, accepting the reality that he's gone, or staying home in her room and calling him every night and basically living a life as if he's still there. She's having like one foot in the present, one foot in the past. You can't live like that. And it's making me sad a little bit, but I mean, it's good. It's only like 7:40, so I'm gonna eat, watch low-key, and just relax. Let's do it. Let's do it. Are we ready? Okay. Let's open her. Okay, so I have no idea who they might be. I'm actually not going to read the card yet until the end, but every box comes with a spoiler card, so on the back, if you want to go ahead and take a sneaky peeky, you can look at the back, read it, figure out where everything comes from, but I'm not doing that yet. I'll do that at the end. So let's start off with Nasir's tattoo. Oh, it's an iron-on patch. Let's see what it looks like on the inside, though. This iron-on badge, that is really cool. It's like a campfire or something. I'm not sure what book Nasir is from, but we're gonna find out soon. Next, we have a little black pouch. What's in here? Oh, this is so pretty. It's like a dagger. So I'm not sure whose dagger this is, but it's very nice. Oh, who is this beautiful? That is nice. All of you artists who do this, because it's beautiful work, and you're just so talented. Like, I don't know. This is really nice though. I can't wait to use that. Okay, I'm trying to look. Oh wait. So this is a 2-book box. We have a bookmark here. I have no idea who this could even be. I don't know. This is gorgeous. Okay, so now we have a book. Oh, okay, so the first book is a paperback. Actually, I have not even heard of this before. It's called The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. So it says, Elise is cursed. Every time she touches someone, she experiences how they will die. And when she predicts but is unable to prevent her brother's death, Elise is desperate to escape her terrible gift. Then she meets Claire, a vampire tasked with helping Elise master her rare powers, and recruiting her to the Veil, a secret organization determined to protect the paranormal world at all cost. At first, Elise is reluctant to work with a vampire, but when she predicts a teacher's imminent murder, she's determined to stop the violent death. As Elise and Claire grow closer, Elise begins to wonder, can she really trust someone tasked with securing her loyalty? Someone who could so easily kill her. Someone who might hold the key to unraveling her brother's mysterious death. From the author of These Witches Don't Burn, okay, comes a paranormal romance for fans of Rachel Mead and Stephanie Meyer. Sounds like it could be something. Now for the hardcover star of the show. I have no idea what the book is going to be. Let's see. What do we think it's gonna be? I don't know. Oh wait, we have things in here. Let me take. So the theme of the box. I probably should have led with that, but it was at the bottom, so it's fine. It's Dance with Death. This is the December box. I have no idea who this man is. He's holding some kind of weapon. Again though, love the art style. It's giving very similar to the bookmark that I love. Let's see what the book is. I'm excited. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Nope, not yet. Oh, okay, 3. Oh, I actually have not heard of this before. Year of the Reaper. We have black sprayed edges. This book is definitely giving me like true special edition. I love the cover. I have not seen this before. This is really beautiful. Love the gold foiling. Love this. It's simple. It's clean. Clearly this person's very important to the story. Who are you? Because you're everywhere. So let's read what this book is about. 3 years ago, Lord Cassia disappeared in the midst of war, on a mission entrusted to him by the king. Since then, a devastating plague has swept the land, leaving countless dead and the kingdom forever altered. Having survived a rotting prison cell and a merciless illness, Cass, now 18, wants only to return to his home in the mountains and forget past horrors. But home is not what he remembers. His castle has become a refuge for the royal court, and they have brought their enemies with them. When an assassin targets those closest to the queen, Cass is drawn into a search for a killer, one that leads him to form an unexpected bond with a brilliant young historian named Lena. Cass and Lena soon realize that who was behind the attacks is far less important than why. They must look to the past, following the trail of a terrible secret, one that could threaten the kingdom's newfound peace and plunge it back into war. So the author's name is Makia Lucier. So yeah, so now I'm going to go ahead and go through all of the items that I have, and this is when you will see the artists' names listed on the screen. So this beauty here actually is a letter opener, and oddly enough, it is inspired by the Prince of Hearts, aka Jax, his dagger from Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Next is the Iron Patch. The Iron Patch features Nasir's tattoo from We Hunt the Flame. My lovely, lovely bookmark. This is in fact Hades. And then our beautiful book sleeve, inspired by These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. So here are the cards for this month. This is the 9 of Pentacles, and I know that this is now from Red Rising, as is the 10, right? 10 of Pentacles, yes, also from Red Rising. And then somehow I forgot to mention Persephone. I mentioned Hades earlier, which is here. Here's Persephone, the 2 collectible bookmarks. Okay, yeah, so back to our regular scheduled programming. Okie dokie, so today is Saturday night. I spent the whole freaking day taking down all of our Christmas decorations. I had to actually finish You've Reached Sam on audio because I was moving around so much I didn't have the chance to like physically open the book and read it. So all in all, I did give the book 3.5 stars. It's a very solid story. We're dealing with the story here about a couple who has a lot of history already. Julie and Sam had been together for 3 years before Sam died. There's already so much romance and like love between the two of them that's been established that we don't get to experience with them. What I saw happening a lot was when we were in the past tense moments, there were so many memories to look through, so many memories to experience between Julie and Sam, that when Julie was thinking about these different moments in her life with him, we were going through them so fast. And so I never got the chance to really feel connected to them as a couple. Just moving past that though into like the highlights, I still cried. The last like 5 chapters were just so poetic to me. You can tell we were closing in on like that moment in time where Julie really confronts what happened to Sam, and she confronts her grief head on, and you just could feel how hard it was for her, how hard it's been, and how hard it will continue to be for her. But she notices now that eventually she has to take that step forward in her life. It doesn't mean that you forget about the past or the person that you were with or the person that you were when you were with him, but you take what you had with him and you bring it forward into a new season into your life. You honor him in other ways. And so I love that we spoke about honor in this book. I love that family and friends were highlighted in this book so heavily. Julie was so alone, and she relied so much on Sam that she was pushing away everyone who was still there around her. So it's not this fictional feeling, even though it's a fictional story. And Julie, okay, so here's the thing. I listened to an audio for the last couple of chapters, and as I was reading, I think because I have such a weird connection to this book and like this story because of things that I've experienced in the past couple years, I tried very hard as I was reading the book to disconnect myself from this story as much as possible. But when I was listening to it, gosh, the narrator, I can feel the pain in Julie's voice, the longing that she had of wanting to see Sam one more time, of just wanting to put her foot forward and move on, but just not wanting to really have to not wanting to let go of Sam at the same time. And so, like I said before, you can't have your foot in the past and the present. You just can't. There's no way that you can move forward with one foot behind you. So, well, that was good. So what I'm saying is to not take this like time and give a whole speech, is that the book was still fantastic. I think you should still give it a read. So the book definitely had its moments where the emotion just was very overwhelming. It's like beautifully heartbreaking, you know. Obviously I showed y'all like 4 books in the beginning of this vlog, I'm having the hardest time with choosing what to read next. I'm gonna go pick a book now, and then I will come back tomorrow morning and let y'all know what I picked, because right now I simply can't decide. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this kind of like a quick wrap up, but I did end up picking up A Cuban Girl's Guide to Seeing Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. I got to about page 80 something, and I'm DNFing this. I'm not sure if it's like a hard DNF or not, and I mean I do like have my reasons, of course. It's not just for no reason. So let me just first start off with saying like what this book's about. So it follows Leela, who just really kind of had this trifecta of tragedies happen to her. Her abuela passed away, her best friend is leaving her and kind of uprooting her life and really kind of changing their plans like post-graduation from high school, and then her boyfriend broke up with her. So like all these things happened kind of at once, which sucks, you know what I mean? So I know that that's a difficult situation to try to navigate at any age, let alone as a 17-year-old. I love the opening scene. You know, opening scene, we're really kind of thrust into the story. We're thrust into a sense of disdain for the situation that she's in. Leela is on her way to England. Her parents are sending her away to England for the summer to kind of just clear her mind, just get out of a space where she's hurting. Like, I'm not judging the actual like content of the book. I am judging the writing though, and just the flow of the story itself, because it lost me. It did, sadly, and I really wanted to love this, and I was really enjoying it in the beginning, but for some reason I just stopped connecting with this book around page like 70 something. Okay, I'm gonna go because you guys know I get awkward at the end of vlogs, videos period. I never know what to say at the end. I'll just say I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay.